Hi guys, just thought I'd share with you a little bit of what I'm doing today. And I decided that it was time to thin out some of the older birds, and so I picked a hen that wasn't laying, and I wanted to show you, this is the gizzard, and a lot of people don't like it, but I really enjoy these, so I wanted to show you how to do this. You actually, and I still have her feet cut off. She's been soaking in ice water. You just cut from the opening, you just cut the other direction, and I hadn't seen anybody do this, so I thought I'd share it. And you kind of open it up, and this is all the stuff that they grind up, I guess you'd say. It goes from the craw to the gizzard. I believe that's the process. You get all this mash and grit and all the stuff that they're eating. And I'm going to rinse this off really quick. Now you're left with this kind of weird leathery skin, and what you've got to do is you've got to peel that back, and it's kind of tricky. Sometimes it peels really easy, sometimes it doesn't, but you don't want to eat that top layer. So see how it just got this skin on it that you got to get off. And that's how you clean a gizzard. And I saved the heart and the gizzard. I kind of destroyed the liver when I was cleaning her out. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and get her feet cut off. Because this is an older hen, I'm going to soak her in buttermilk for a couple of hours anyway, just to give her some tenderizing. It'll make her stay nice and juicy too. Okay, I know this is making it look harder than it really is, I think. There we go. One foot down. So I'm going to make some homemade noodles to go in this soup. This will be good for us to have this week, just as a quick go-to meal. And nice big fat bird. I mean, look at all the fat in there. She was really a fat bird. So anyways, if you've never had homegrown chicken, it's like a homegrown tomato. You gotta have it. So I'm gonna get her in the marinade, and I'll be back when I start cooking. I've got vegetables all cut up, ready and waiting. My seasoned herbs, I'm gonna put garlic, carrots, celery, onions, let's see, oh, and I've got some summer squash, 2 different kinds of summer squash that are going to go in there, and and I'm making pasta for my homemade chicken soup. I've got, the chicken is on, it's boiling away now. I put about 2 tablespoons of my fresh garlic powder, and I've got cracked pepper in there, some thyme, and I believe that's it for now. I've cut up carrots, celery, onion, all of it's ready to go in, but I want to make sure that the chicken gets cooked down first. So I'll have time in the last hour or so to put the vegetables in. So I'm making homemade noodles again, and what I want to do is make it a little bit different, and maybe flavor them a little bit. So I'm using garlic infused olive oil for my 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and there's 2 cups of flour in here. We need about a teaspoon of salt is all. I'm going to put some coarsely cracked pepper. Pepper and chicken noodle soup is like one of my favorites, so I'm going to put it right in the pasta. And then I want some of the garlic to come through. So I'm going to do about, a teaspoon, maybe 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder. And I've got 3 very fresh eggs from my chickens that I'm going to put in. I love this recipe. And then I'm going to let the KitchenAid do its magic. And while that's going, I'm going to go ahead and get out my pasta machine. It's a hand cranked one, but I thought I'd show you. I know there's other people out there that I subscribe to anyway that use it, and I just thought I'd put it out there. Maybe somebody will be inspired to go get one and make their own pasta. Okay, dough, I mixed it up really nice in the mixer, and then it's been resting for about a half hour so I could feed the chickens and the dogs and get all that done. And you want a nice, soft, workable dough. This is such a nice pasta recipe. My girlfriend gave me this recipe. Sometimes I add a couple more eggs or, you know, more flour, make it a bigger batch. I want this just for the soup. So I'm going to keep this piled over there, and I'm going to roll out, well, maybe I'll keep it piled over here. I'm going to roll out some manageable pieces, and I found with the pasta maker, you have to, you know, I thought you should just be able to run that puppy through and you'd be fine. And nope, that's not the case. You got to run it through a couple times. And last time, you know, when I cut the noodles with the pizza cutter, sometimes it ends up, and then I take and I just toss it in a little bit of the flour that's left here. I also wanted to show you the, if you ran it through the spaghetti end, it's really like angel hair pasta. It's tiny. So I'm just going to separate these if they aren't already separated. Like here's 2 that really aren't separated. Separate those, let them dry a little bit because the chicken still isn't debonable, if that makes sense. And so I won't be putting this in for a while, and I want them to dry out a little bit. So I'll show you. I put it on a dehydrator tray with the fruit roll-up thing. This is how much pasta that made. It's a lot of pasta, and but I'm going to use it all. This pasta freezes very well, so if you look at the recipe, you know, and you have trouble with pasta falling apart after it's frozen and been reheated, this one won't do it. It holds together really nicely. So anyway, and I'm going to work on seeing how well it holds up during the canning process. So I will... Okay, I'm back, and what I've got here is my bag full of veggies that I chopped up earlier. I've got carrots and celery and squash and onion, and I'm going to pop that in the soup right now. I took the bird out, and just like any other stewing hen, she's a tough old bird. So we're going to cut off as much as we can. I'm just running out of time, and you know, as we heat it up and stuff, she'll get more tender, but I almost think next time I'm going to pressure cook it. This one would not have fit in my small pressure cooker, or smaller than my pressure canner. It wouldn't have fit in there unless I parted it out and did it in batches. So the next bird we do, you'll get to see me do it in the pressure cooker. Okay, so I'm just cutting up the leg meat, and it's still got a ways to go to tenderize. These are great to pressure can because the bone is so hard. I mean, it's really got some density to it that, you know, when I can chicken from the store, the bone, when I open the jar, if I can with the bone on, the bone is literally crumbling in your hand, which is not a bad thing. I mean, it makes for great stock. It makes for, you know, that marrow is good for you. You get a lot of nutrients out of it, and in a, you know, in a situation where you needed that, you'd be happy to have it. So I'm just still working on the bird, letting you in on that. And we did taste the pasta, and it's fabulous, of course. I've got a pot over here where I'm starting the dog's food. I don't want anything to go to waste off this chicken. She gave her life for us, and I gave her a good life while she was here. I just want to make sure that nothing goes to waste. if at all necessary. And I'm probably going to save the bones for another stock. So I'll pop those in the freezer. And so when I make stock, I'll simmer these all day in there. I'm running out of time, and I have a big, long day tomorrow, so I don't have time to do anything today. Anyway, I'll be back when I've got, I did put the vegetables in the pot, and so I'll be back when I'm a little further along and I can, you know, show you something other than trying to take a bird apart, right? Oh my goodness. And again, homegrown chicken is like a homegrown tomato. Nothing like it. Not anything like it on earth. Especially when you fed them the quality ingredients that we do. I mean, they don't just get chicken feed. They get our scraps. I buy extra vegetables. You know, when we go to Costco, there's only 2 of us. And so if something is going awry, I throw it to the chicken or dehydrate it. All right, I'll be back. I know you can't really see that well, but the pot's pretty full. I mean, this is about 6 honest quarts. If I was going to can it, I'd bet I was going to get 6 quarts. Up to here is about 7 in the pressure canner. So I'm ready to put my pasta in. I've got my dog's chicken and rice over there, and try to get the camera set up here. Sorry. I've got my pasta, and it's been drying for a while. It's plenty dry enough. We did actually taste it, and it is amazing, as usual. My husband is pretty spoiled. He's lucky he doesn't have a weight problem, because I just keep feeding him. So I'm just going to drop this pasta, kind of separate it as I go here. And I had a little catch tray for all the flour. I used the fruit roll-up thing. And I did want to mention, I didn't see a need to show the actual dispatching of the bird. There's plenty of videos out there. I try to do everything as humane as possible and give them a great life while they're here. And so I truly appreciate God's gift to us, and I just thank Him for His provision. And anyway, I don't think that it needs to be me personally. Now, if I was going to do an instructional, if somebody didn't know how to do it, I'd certainly want to show them the right way. And so that's why I'm saying, if I didn't feel there was a good video out there, I would do that, but there's plenty of them. And so I'm getting my pasta in, and oh, it's going to be so good. And we're going to eat on this. I'm going to have lunch tomorrow. And you know, if there's still some left Wednesday, I'm probably going to have to taste this, just because that's who I am. I need a little bit of pasta. I know this is really hot, so he can't have any yet anyway. Won't matter, right? Maybe a little bit of carrot. And a little piece of chicken. And some of that stock. And I'm going to taste that for you and let you know how it tastes. Oh my goodness. The topper is the pasta. If you're going to do this, go all the way and do it right. And so I hope this inspires somebody along the way to be a little more self-reliant and to figure it out. Use YouTube as a venue to get to where you want to be. We all have great stuff out there.